So the next thing we need to do is find a theme. Now this might be one of the most frustrating things that you have to do. Not frustrating in terms of um, like repetitive tasks or anything like that. Just frustrating in that you have to make a choice, and it's kind of a big choice. So let's look at what a theme is. What it is this is a WordPress specific thing. Um, your website, and all websites actually, are kind of governed by rectangles. So if we look at what I've got right now for my website, excuse me, we've got, really I see like four probably rectangles. We've got this black bar up here that is reserved for the menu. We've got this rectangle here, which is showing the name and the info for the site. And then we've got this rectangle over here, which is showing a whole bunch of extra information and a search bar. And then we've got this big rectangle, which is our main content area. Now what we need to do is find a layout that has rectangles where we want them and the size that we want them in the right place. Now that might sound a little easy, and it is in a way, but what we don't want to have to do is move around rectangles. What we want to do is find something that has all the rectangles where we want them, and then we want to put all our content into the rectangles. This is going to save us a ton of time because we don't have to actually code the site. This is the really kind of annoying stuff that WordPress is handling for us with this concept of themes. So to put it another way, the theme is kind of like using my house analogy again. If you go into a house and you're like shopping for houses or something, and you say, I want to buy this house. You might walk in and you might say, this carpet is ugly, the paint is ugly, the drapes on the wall are ugly, all the artwork they have up here is terrible, but I can replace all that. I can fix all that. Once I get my stuff in here, it's going to be great. That's all easy stuff. Replacing the content, changing the colors, this is easy. Going into a house and saying, I like it, except I want to swap out the second story and the first story. That's hard, right? That's like some serious construction project, and we don't want to have to do that in a house. You're better off just finding another house, if that's the case. So we want to avoid those big construction projects and just focus on something that has the layout with all the right stuff in all the right places. And then we're going to put our stuff in replace. And we're going to replace their stuff with our stuff, if that makes sense. So let's be less abstract for a minute, and let's just do it. So let's see what we got here. So you already have some themes in your website. I'm in my dashboard now. I'm going to go to Appearance and Themes, and that takes me to here. And so these are the themes I already have. You probably have these three. You don't have this one, because I just installed this one when I was just kind of warming up, and they don't give you a good way to get rid of them. So it's there too. But your WordPress installation probably came with three. This one called 2012, 2013, and 2014. So those are the kind of default WordPress ones. They make a new one every year, which is why they call it 2012, 2013, and 2014. Soon there will be a 2015. Maybe yours has a 2015, depending on when you're watching this video. And they're kind of interesting to look at because they kind of show you kind of some common web trends for the year. So this is the one we've got now. Let's look at this one. So here's 2013. I'm going to hit this live preview button, which is going to take all our current content and smash it into this other one and just see how it looks. Now we don't have much content yet, so it's not going to be super obvious. So ignore this panel over here. That's just like an administrator panel. But this is what it looks like now. So I've got this big orange banner thing here. I've got my name in nice big letters, a description of the site, a menu underneath, and then my content area, and then this big kind of, we call this a footer area, like the foot of the page, the bottom. So that's cool. Now, what if I activate this and I make this my main theme? I have this info here, so I can change it. Like I could go to this header image, and it says, "Here's what we're using for your header image." I could upload my own and change it. It also gave me like a couple other ones here that I could try out. It's neat. I find these colors to be really ugly, so I would make my own and add it here and do whatever I want. So there's a lot of customization that can happen. So I'm going to cancel out of this and go back here. Let's look at 2012 live preview. This is what my website looks like using the 2012 theme. Much more simple. I've got this rectangle here for menu. We got my name, the heading, and then content, and then all that extra stuff here. All the stuff that was over on the left before is now over on the right. So like the meta and all that stuff. And again, I can change, the background image, the header image, all that stuff. This doesn't have a header image, but it's going to let me add one. So if I want this to be my main website, I would hit save and activate. But I don't. I'm going to leave it as 2014 for now because I'm going to find some more themes. So let's find a theme. There are two main ways we can find a theme. We can search within our dashboard. So if I click on this WordPress.org themes, that's going to show me a whole bunch of themes that WordPress is sort of like endorsing. So we've got like this Oxygen one. That looks kind of cool. So I can hit preview and I can see kind of how it's going to work. And that looks neat. It's nice and simple. It's very clean. Not bad. Here's one that I can see from this preview has like this nice huge image here and then like a menu here. Some other stuff. Let's have a look at it. So this is showing a little bit different than the preview because it doesn't have that image. Let's see what else is inside here. Yeah, this is just kind of walking us through what it's going to look like. These are the sizes of the headings, what a paragraph looks like, etc. So that's okay. Here's a really simple one. Maybe this one would be good for like a writer. And we don't care about the content. Remember that. We care about where the heading is. There's a centered block of text here. Things like that. Okay, so there's a lot more here. We're just looking at their featured ones, but there's popular, latest, premium, feature, filter, and we can also search. So if we search for like music, we'll find a bunch that are kind of more designed for musician sites. So something like a band site or something like that. There's going to be a bunch of these. So let's look at this one. So this one has, it's got a cool guitar on it. It's got this green kind of color scheme, but that's changeable. Remember, we're only really looking at where the rectangles are. So we've got a big image here, some kind of heading image here, a menu here, and then all of these boxes here, which we could fill with whatever we wanted. And then content area here. Okay, so that's cool. So that's one way you could find a theme. Another way, I'm going to close this. Another way would just be to go out onto the internet and search for anything you want. So if you search for like free WordPress themes. Oh, let me tell you about free themes versus paid themes. These themes, of which there are a billion, there are like, maybe not a billion, but literally millions of these WordPress themes. And this is the daunting task, is that you have to choose one that's going to govern your website. There are free ones and there are paid ones. You can get a free one or you can buy one. If you buy one, the average price is around $50, maybe $40. Some you'll find cheaper than that. You'll find some more expensive than that, but it's more rare. So about $50. If you buy one, it is also not a subscription purchase, like your domain or anything like that. It's a one-time thing. You'll buy the files to do it. and you'll never have to pay it again, as long as you don't lose the files. Now, should you buy one, or should you find a free one? My answer is you can always find a free one that will work if you're willing to dig around the internet long enough to find it. There are so many themes that you can find a free one that'll be great. I used to very strongly advocate never buying a theme, because there are just too many free ones that you can get to work. But in the last year or two, I've kind of taken a turn on that a little bit, because I have bought a few for some of my own projects, and it's been kind of worth it. So if you find like a higher end theme and it's $50, but it's like perfect for what you want, then if you've got $50 to spare, go ahead and buy it. Why not? If you don't have $50 to spare, just keep looking. You'll find one that will serve that same purpose. So how are we going to find one? So I just searched free WordPress themes, and there's like a way too much stuff here. One trick I found for searching that works fairly well is if you search for like a list of themes, like best free WordPress themes 2014, and then like for music, 50 best WordPress music and band themes. Okay, let's try that. Okay, this one looks kind of cool. It's got a nice big image, and then a logo, and then some menu stuff. Okay, that's cool. This one, it's hard to tell what that one's got. This one's got kind of 3 big areas, kind of like a giant menu, and then another menu at the top. Here's another one like that. One page, Roadrunners. This one looks kind of cool. Now, it's hard, it's really hard to look at some of these, because like this one, I'm like, yeah, that looks cool. Like, it's got a bunch of social media links at the top. It's got another big menu at the top. Then it's got this huge image with like a logo and stuff. And then this like cool background of like an audience and a mic and stuff. However, I think the thing that looks cool about this one is this huge image, which is irrelevant, right? I'm going to replace it with my own. So it's hard to look at it like that. Here's one that has a lot of content boxes, right? Like it's got all these rectangles all over the place. Here's one that's got a menu at the top, little box in the upper left, and then a gallery. Looks like it's got a nice image gallery. That one looks cool. This kind of pink-orange color, pink, I guess, is a little off-putting to me, but that's easy to change. It's a color. We can change it. Here's one with like a playlist built in. That's kind of cool. So it's got like an audio player built in, so you probably add a bunch of MP3s to it. Here's the one with a nice big image, menus, and then content areas underneath. Looks pretty cool. See, these ones are hard too. Like this one is designed to be like a club type thing, but you don't have to use it for that. You know, like it's just what they happen to put in it. This one looks pretty cool. Okay, let's have a look at this one. I'm going to click more info. Okay. It's pretty cool, a little promo video they made for it. That's nice. They're going to walk you through how to use it. That's another thing about the paid one, is that the support tends to be a bit better. So if it's not working right, you can contact someone and say help, which you can't do with free themes. So this one's $45. I'm not going to do that for now. I'm going to try to find a free one. Okay, so after digging around for like an hour, and you will spend more time than that, I found this one, which I like. It's got a nice simple menu, and it looks like it's got a Twitter thing at the top, a logo, and some many content areas. So I'm going to go with this one. I think it looks good. So all I have to do here is hit the download button. And this particular one is going to this site is going to make me create a login to its site, but then after I do that, it's going to give it to me for free. So I just had to do that and download the file. So you'll get one zip file, and that's what we want. We want that .zip file. You don't need to open it or do anything with it. Just get that file. It'll have all your theme info in it, and then we're going to upload it and install it in the next step. So just get that zip file, and then you'll be all set. So I'm going to download this, and then I'll see you in the next video.